I wanted to do a short video to explain how these risk indicators that I had programmed and hosted on VigTech.io are working in this drawdown that we're having currently. We're down about 10% in Nasdaq, about 24% in the ARK ETF, ARKK, the Kathy Woods high-tech innovation ETF, and I wanted to show you how these triggers are working out. First, just to review, the risk range alert risk indicator is in fact an intraday time frame, which means those who really like to trade the action intraday are really best served by watching this one closely. It's also a very good confirmation, if you will, that the swing risk indicator, which is called go with the flow, will in fact trigger as it turns from a chase into a swing. So let me explain what I mean by these indicators and how they are timing this market pullback really well. First of all, just a reminder, risk range alert on this drop down will show you your status of the indicators that you've chosen, the indices you've chosen, or if, for example, you want to go and check out the ARK ETF, it's under the technology group, and then you can sort by alphabet if you want, and here it is. So one thing that it does is obviously gives a multi-day range, which is short duration. You know, it's just a few days. Right now it's the 25th of February through the 4th March. So those are actual trading days for risk range alert, okay? Then you can also do the same thing with go with the flow, and you can see that it hasn't really been as dramatic in SPY, but NASDAQ has definitely triggered, and you can see that. And the time frame is from the 18th of February until the 4th of March. So this is a real-time trend. Then you can go in and actually pull up the history of alerts. And you can see back to December, for example, when it triggered bearish, bullish, or neutral. This is only going to indicate or timestamp those changes in status. So I grabbed a screenshot of this for Qs for both go with the flow and risk range, and I want to compare them to an actual chart, okay? So here's a daily chart of QQQ. As you can see from this risk range alert pop out for the time stamped history, it triggered on the 16th of February. That happens to be, ironically, the very top. So literally we top ticked it with this indicator. And then it stayed neutral. Then the next, it also triggered bearish again on the 22nd of February, which is down here. So the idea is you stay bearish until it changes alert status from bearish to bullish. You can do that intraday, or you can just use it as, you know, you're going to hang on there until you see a change in trend. So this did pick up a bullish impulse, by the way, on the 24th. So this was the 22nd, and then it went bullish on this date, but then it went bearish again. So without even caring about moving averages or candlesticks or macro backdrop, nothing do you have to really bother with if you're just interested in price action. You can see that this was a very good tell for when to go short. It was confirmation again here. Even after it triggered bullish, the very next day, it went bearish again, and it has stayed bearish. So today's the 4th. This triggered, the last time it triggered bearish was on March 2nd at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you would have caught a lot of this move. I mean, we hit $300 today from a price target of literally 338 on the high. So not that you're going to catch all of that, even if you're doing discretionary trading, using whatever, you know, modality you use. I'm simply adding to your toolbox of tools. And you can see that with the risk range alert, it triggered bearish, bearish, and bearish 2 o'clock on March 2nd and hasn't changed alert status since. For go with the flow, this is different time frame. This is not for folks that are looking at the intraday. They're really just looking end of day, full-time jobs, what have you. And literally this triggered a swing short here on February 25th. So a little bit better view. And by the way, this was bullish, the Qs, until this bearish trigger for swing short on the 25th. So this is now going to be used, hopefully, for those who have positions as a warning. Oh boy, okay, I can see we've already pulled back, and now the swing short alert of go with the flow is telling me to be careful. That's what this is for. And it worked also really well in ARK. So let me show you that as well. A similar look. So interestingly enough, this chase first triggered on the 12th, and then again on the 17th. We had a long weekend, and then again on the 22nd, and then most recently on the 2nd of March, about 3 o'clock, it triggered from neutral to bearish. So this time frame short is also confirmation, which I think is very helpful to kind of see how the chases short turned into a swing short. The swing short for the ARK go with the flow alert triggered on the 18th of February, which is right here. So it was actually really early in picking up this big change in trend direction. So from peak to trough, ARK has fallen 24%. That's a big deal in very little time. It is also a big deal for the Qs. We have now gone negative on the year. So tech is lagging badly, and for all the ways that you trade indices and ETFs, I wanted to give you another way to look at it that is algorithmic based. It is not just moving averages. I'm showing you my particular charting software that shows moving averages, but it's not based on moving averages at all. I just want to show you how it's timed with this recent pullback in the Qs and drawdown on ARK. I hope that helps.